afternoon. I'm Brenda Rozzi, and this is Richard Russell, and we are starting a program called From the Second Row. And the reason it's called From the Second Row is because if you watch the city council meetings, you will see that Rich and I sit in the second row.
Rich? Now, we decided to name it Rozzi and Russell alphabetically. We also decided to name it from the cities that we were born in. Brenda's a Lawrence girl. Me, against better judgment, I was born and raised in Lynn. And Brenda is the lady of the operation, and I, for better or worse, the loudmouth. So you take that from there. And I like to call it as I see it, and Brenda does a good job of keeping me in line some of the time.
Some of the time, yeah, some of the time. But we're going to go through the Monday before a city council meeting. We're going to go through the agenda because a lot of people ask if there's a public hearing on something that there's street they don't know about. How do you go about going to talk on something? So we're going to go through the different parts of the city council agenda, and we're going to explain what they are and how, if you want to come to a meeting or if you need to come for public participation or come to a public hearing, we'll tell you how it's done.
Now, between us, Brenda and I have logged a lot of time in that council chamber. I started going in January of 2011, and I think Brenda was even before I. So we got well over 20. Yeah. We got well over 25 years experience in observing the absurdities of what goes on in that council chamber. But from that point on, you direct the show. You go.
No, you direct. No, okay. So we're going. If you look, this is the, Rich has a copy of the city council agenda.
4 pages.
4 pages. Sometimes it's longer, sometimes it's shorter. So, and usually on the first thing on the agenda is public participation. So you have 2.5 minutes to get up and speak on any subject you want that has to do with the city. You know, if you don't like something, if you do like something, you can get up and talk and speak on it.
And there are a few key issues that you have to make sure. Don't start repeating yourself because they will ignore you if they haven't started ignoring you already. If it's something they like to hear about, they will listen. If not, you may see them put their head down and start playing on their cell phones below the level of the desk. I know. Yep. I spent 10 months as a city councilor last year. So it is what it is.
Yep. And on this agenda, there's only one public hearing item, and that's for they want to declare a hangar at Lawrence Memorial Airport as a school ordinance for the Greater Lawrence Technical School. They're going to start a program in aviation.
Which is good.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think they've cut back on some of the subjects. My granddaughter was in graphic communications. That's gone. A couple of other things that they've done away with. So I think, and this will be great too, because between the pilots, I also think they're going to do mechanics for the airplanes too.
Yeah. Anything in the aviation industry is fair game. And it is a growing industry.
It is.
And well-paid industry.
Yeah. And I don't know if anyone's been over to Lawrence Airport, but the new airport director is phenomenal. And he also pilots a plane, I believe.
Yeah. He's also a triathlete.
Yep.
When he can't get his plane up, he's got his canoe out in Marblehead Harbor, amongst other things. But
he also does a race in Lawrence in September.
Yeah.
That he does.
He is a veteran, a decorated Marine.
Yeah.
All around good guy.
He is.
Yes.
He is. Yeah. And he knows his stuff.
Yes.
And he's aligned himself with people that know what they're doing. So that's pretty much. Why don't you take the budget and finance? You can do that one.
Okay, let's go on to budget and finance. In my hand, I have probably the most expensive piece of financial fiction in Lawrence's history. This is the budget This is this year's proposed 2025 fiscal year budget. And the proposed amount is $438,173,859, up $29,266,045, a 7.16 increase over last year. Now, this is proposed. There is one lump sum in this budget that the city councilors cannot touch. They cannot do anything at all about the school budget. Whatever the school wants to steal from the city, wants from the city has to give them. Other than that, anything in that budget is fair game. The city councilors, they can discuss it, they can go over it, they can take items from the budget. They cannot add items to the budget. So there's several things in there. Salaried positions that have been there for several years that have never been filled that would be good if they were removed. But they'll be staying there just to keep a place open for the powers that be, to put members of their the fan club, Friends and Neighbors Employment Agency. I say that, I've mentioned that already, so I'm not saying anything new. Let's see, now we have, they're going to transfer from free cash. Now this is I hate free cash.
I know.
They're going to transfer $33,648,351.96 from free cash to various reserve funds. The reserve funds are unnamed at this present time, but they're getting rid of this $33.5 million. Money that probably should have been used elsewhere. We have a bond authorization for various water and sewer infrastructures worth, that's $13.4 million. I have no issue with that. There's another individual that knows his job, Billy Hale, the water commissioner. Let's see what else we got. Authorization, or authority of grant assurance from MassDOT for weather cameras network connection.
So that's for the airport. I was saying, does it have anything to do with the blue lights flashing when they're not?
Don't even get me started on blue lights. We have something else, again, installation of security gate operators at the airport. Again, that's Francisco.
Which makes sense.
I'm going to give you the housing report. There's nothing there.
Gee, thank you.
Yeah.
And you can do ordinance.
Oh, okay, you can go with ordinance.
Ordinance, yeah. The ordinance, if you want to
Do an event.
If you want handicap parking,
Stop signs,
everything has to come into the ordinance committee.
And usually they all require a public hearing.
Right. There's very few that don't. So on this ordinance committee, there's someone is requesting a one-way street, one way on Saratoga Street.
That was from last year because it's got Estella's name on it.
Right, 23. Then they're doing a resolution honoring Deb Letcherit Tangway for 20 years. They're dedicating the ball field, I believe, at Mount Vernon Park. I believe that's the park they're doing. Someone wants to hold a soccer tournament, June 15th. At Burgoyne Park.
That's a great place. I have no problem with them holding the soccer tournament, but I was down there the weekend or the Saturday that they did the rail trail, and I'll tell you, the very end of the soccer field that butts up to the old rail trail is a mud hole. And I just hope that they clean the field because that's AKA known as Needle Park.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Okay. Then evangelization, they're going to be three dates, June 15th, July 27th, and August 31st, 6 o'clock at Rowell Park.
Rowell Park,
that's your favorite park.
Lee will be happy over that one.
You just walk over there.
Yes, I know it.
Transit vendor license for tacos. All the trucks you see parked on the side of on Jackson Street or whatever, they have to go through ordinance for licenses. Right. Actividad Comunitaria is holding something June 8th at Campagnon Common. That's going to be interesting because the meeting's tomorrow. so they'll never get it by June 8th. Hampshire, and a part of Hampshire Street is going to be, section is going to be designated for police department parking, because starting in June, they're going to start building the new police station.
That piece of Hampshire Street appears to be the little strip that's there alongside Wendy's and the 7-Eleven.
Right. And then there's going to be a health and wellness fair July 18th on Campagnon Common. And then they're going to do a resolution honoring the Severio family as the recipients of the 2024 Eartha Dengler History Award, presented by the Lawrence History Center. And they give an award every year to members of the community.
All of these items that we're reading do have the person that put the item up or put it on the agenda. And some of the, I won't deflate people's balloon, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And then,
let's see, now we're done. No personnel.
Nope.
No personnel in Lawrence, so public safety.
Where else can you put someone?
Committee of the whole? Nope.
Old business. But there's not.
Okay, let's see. Okay, all of these are new. They're old business, but they're from this year.
Yeah.
We got the very bottom of the old business, a transient vendor's license for Martha's Hot Dogs.
Right. I was at waiting for the budget and finance, the budget meeting and she was there. I guess she didn't have all the paperwork.
Oh.
So she has to come back for that. But okay.
Okay, what else have we got there?
We have
a review and update of mileage travel policy.
Yeah.
That's an ordinance. That was put up there by the senior advisor to the mayor. Resolution amending and rescinding reimbursement requirements for creating a Thriving Lawrence grant awardees.
Now, they've been giving out money for that, I've thought. So I don't know.
I saw something that said that something similar to this, or in this vein, that Lawrence General and somebody else would be reimbursed if they submitted the bills. But I also saw another health agency, because they're nonprofit, they would just get the money.
Oh, have to.
No, they would get the money and they wouldn't have to make the reimbursement.
Okay. Oh,
Which, I got no issue with that.
Yeah. The rail trail is still on. Rail trail's been going on since Dan Rivera. Will we ever see a rail trail?
Unfortunately, we will.
Yeah.
That's another one of my pet peeves. They ought to go in there with some cutting torches or sawzall and chop out pieces of rail and take the rails, the years at the rails, because and give them to various, the history center. Put another one in the cabinet, the glass case before you go into the council chamber. Highlight the little numbers that the rails were made. But again, what do I know? Accept the new street layout for various streets in Lawrence abutting and adjacent to the Lawrence-Manchester Rail Corridor Rail Trail Project. And that's from Dan McCarthy, the land planner.
Look at a table man.
This is, earlier they went through and they had 41 easements that they were talking about, but now they're saying accepting new street layout. That doesn't sound like an easement to me. That sounds like that is going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah, I guess.
And let's see, and then of course we get down to the bottom one, Martha's Hot Dogs. We don't even want to talk about
table matters. Like 2 pages.
They go back to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, we got some from 24. Is there anything really worth? Oh, here's one. This is one to get everybody going.
Which one?
This is next to the last one on page 3. Agenda item 13324. Now, this was tabled. Proposal to allow retail sale of cannabis within the Lawrence city limits.
They already sell it on the street.
I am not a
No.
fan of that. Ooh,
What?
very last one in old business.
Okay.
14824, establishment of a home rule petition defining a government structure for the Lawrence School Board upon exit of state receivership. That was by the mayor with the ad hoc committee created. Now, from what I gather, they want to do away with the election of the school committee, and they want the mayor, if I'm not mistaken, to appoint.
Right. No, I thought they were still going to have the election, but then the mayor was going to appoint people.
Yeah, but which would skew the balance of
Right.
the citizens.
Right.
Yeah, which to me, no, leave it the way it is. Don't screw up a good system. I mean, they screwed it up before by going into receivership.
Well, that's something that never should have happened.
No, we know that.
Never should have
But again, they ignored the school system for so long.
Right.
You know, making repairs,
Right.
buildings, and now we're in the hole for what $275 million for the cost of. Well, the state's picking up a good chunk of it for the
Yeah.
two Leahy and the Oliver school costs.
Right.
But
Right.
okay,
Right. Now we go into new business.
new business.
Okay.
You can start that one
Okay.
off.
So they're going to transfer $530,000 from free cash to the fire department overtime account. Not a problem,
Geez, I didn't. They mean they left money in free cash.
I guess.
They went.
Then they're going to transfer funds, $500,000 for free cash to special project account for child care scholarship program.
Huh?
I don't
And
know.
that one was Mark Ianello for
The mayor. That I don't have a clue.
And the next one is rather vague. Year-end transfer between departmental accounts.
So they're going to take what, from the mayor's office to the attorney?
No, they're going to take from people that have money and put them in the place they need money.
Okay.
You know, just so they can say, we used our money, so we need more money next year.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else have we got? Reauthorization, Bellevue Cemetery revolving fund account. Expenditure limit of $95,000.
That sounds like the director's pay.
It could be. Let's see, $150,000 reauthorization of Council on Aging revolving fund account, expenditure limit $150,000. Okay, reauthorization of Recreation and Park self-supporting service revolving account. No money, no numbers were
I
mentioned.
know, so I don't.
Oh, okay, now we got one reauthorization of Veterans Memorial Stadium revolving fund account, expenditure limit of $100,000. Again, reauthorization library program revolving fund account expenditure, limit of $50,000.
Yep.
New comic books, I guess.
No.
Nope. Can we talk about the next one, 27224, without getting into trouble? I'll do it. I'll get into trouble.
You get
Doesn't
into trouble.
bother
You
me.
always get into trouble.
It is what it is. Reauthorization of PEG access and cable-related funds revolving account appropriation, $357,000. Now, PEG stands for Public Education and Government Cable Channels.
Right.
Whoa, I don't know, maybe I'm stepping on somebody's toes here, but again, it won't be the first time.
Oh, here's a good one.
$357,000. What could they do with that?
That's new equipment.
New studio?
Yeah.
Oh, right behind. Maybe they could use that to build a little bridge between the third floor and the third floor of the
Oh, that's a
the
good
City
idea.
Hall
Oh,
Annex.
there you go.
Where did I got lost here?
The authorization of DPW recycling revolving fund account, expenditure limit, $50,000.
Interesting.
Yeah. Rescind reimbursement requirement for creating a Thriving Lawrence Fund, funding awarded to Lawtown Boxing.
Yeah, I got no issue with that. I mean,
Because he does a lot. He does a lot with the kids.
He's keeping kids out of trouble.
Right.
Letting them beat the hell out of each other instead of the private citizens. I don't mean that. I mean that
Like one way,
rather
yeah.
sarcastically.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we got here?
Authorized to expend grant funds, $79,500 fiscal year '24 PSN grant award from EOPSS. It has to do with the police department,
Yeah.
because Rosa Shepherd is the police
Yeah.
department. And then authority to expend grant funds, $273,602.75 for state traffic safety information improvement grant award. Also, the police department don't have a problem with anything for police and fire, because they're always underfunded and they do a lot.
I don't even want to try to figure out the next one.
Creation of child care parking ordinance.
Can't park
So-
your kids between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. But
I don't understand.
look who put it on the agenda.
Yeah, well, but parking ordinance. So in front of a daycare, you can't park between. Maybe that's what it is. If there's a daycare, you can't park in front of it.
In all fairness, we must say that was put on the agenda by Councilor at Large, Selena Reyes, who does have roots into the child care system.
Oh no, I have handicap parking, 337 Prospect Street.
And that will be going up. That will be sent over to the ordinance committee for
right.
discussion
Right.
and investigation.
Right. No parking area, 6 Berkeley Street.
Again, same thing.
Yeah. Evangelization event, July 27th from 1 to 9, Campagnon Common. Aren't they already doing one on that ordinance?
I don't
It's
know.
not the same one though. Oh, that was at Rowell Park. Oh, someone's having a birthday party, July 20th, from 4 to 8 at Reviendo Playground. Is that the one over by Island Street?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I don't know whose birthday it is, but
I don't know.
Can we crash it?
I don't know. Hope we get invited? The preaching service, August 10th at Campagnon Common. Actividad Comunitaria, June 8th, again.
This one is very close.
But that's the same one from before.
Yeah.
That I said that they did it, June 8th. Okay, I don't know why
We get a new day of the week, Daduary. Daduary Day.
Shouldn't it be in
program.
June? Am I
August
missing?
24th.
Yeah, well,
It can't be on.
okay.
We got a
They
basketball
did that
tournament.
last year too.
Basketball
did it.
tournament, June 29th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at O'Connell Park. Those are basketball events. I've been to a few of them. They were very well attended.
yeah.
And they go over big.
Yeah.
They like them. Evangelism event, July 19th. That would have been my wife's birthday. And the 20th, from 5 to 7 on Campion Common. And last but not least, a salsa event, July 20th and August 10th, from 4 to 10 on the Campion Common, by Miguel Lopez, Los Negros de la Rumba. Whatever.
But maybe we should inform the people too of if they're looking to and they don't know who their counselors are, or how to get in touch with the
Oh,
counselors.
that would be good. Let me.
The 6 districts, and then the 3 counselors at large.
Well, let's see. The Budget and Finance Committee. This
Okay.
is the most pressing thing that's
Right.
there now. They haven't their meetings. Tonight, June 3rd at 7 p.m., the council chamber, they will be having, if I'm not mistaken, they'll be discussing the school budget amongst other things.
Airport.
And the airport.
And the attorney.
Yeah, but again, like I said earlier, the school budget, we have to accept it as is. That's the state law.
Right.
Unfortunately.
But it's also Greater Lawrence, too, that's coming before them.
Yeah. And there's also issues. Methuen is not overly joyed with Greater Lawrence Tech School, the salary of the
They had
what is
the
he, superintendent? Or,
Yeah, superintendent,
who, from what I've read, has done an excellent job.
yeah,
I met him. He's got his act together. It's unfortunate we couldn't.
So what happens if they rejected, they can't, they don't, someone said something about buying new property. They put a damper on it. And I know he wants to expand the school because they only can take so many kids into the school.
Yeah.
And the programs that they offer are phenomenal. I mean, plumbing, carpentry, electrical, HVAC.
Most of those kids, if they follow the education they got, they will not. I say we, and that's something that aggravates the devil out of me, is the fact that we're paying college loans for people that have degrees in ancient Egyptian sand weaving. What practical good is this? You go through 3 or 4 years of Voc Tech.
Yeah.
You get a degree, auto body. You get a degree in welding. You get a degree in carpentry. You work for another couple of years as an apprentice. You get certified by the state as a full-blown whatever it is in that trade.
Right.
You don't owe a dime, and you've been paid to work.
Right.
Everybody says, oh, you got to go to college. You got to go to college. I went to college for 2 years. I went to Northeastern when they had the co-op program in full function. I got into civil engineering, into land surveying, and I'm still 58 years later. I'm still playing land surveyor.
Yeah.
I find it fascinating. I've been in a lot of places. I worked from Baltimore up to Maine and doing survey work in various places. I mean, and this was back when college was cheap, $425 a quarter, plus books. But nowadays, $425 doesn't even pay for 2 books.
No.
But what they're doing at the Voc Tech, they got my stamp of approval. They're teaching trades that have to be done, really, and there's good money in it.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very good money. I mean, the construction trades. Well, lousy weather, you don't work. Yeah, but when you work, you are making some serious money. The best trade that I ever saw or ever heard of was the people that install windows in the buildings. Every 5 floors they go up, they get an incremental raise because of the height.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah, it is. So, you're working on a tall building, you can make almost $75 or $80 an hour when you get up to the top. Yeah. We don't even want to talk about the iron workers. Those guys are crazy.
But
again, it's good money. The carpentry, the HVAC.
Remember when we had the gas explosion?
Yeah.
A alumni from Greater Lawrence Tech was in charge of the plumbing. And took care of everything.
Yeah.
That's who they went to.
Yeah.
Which was phenomenal.
But again, so for anything in me, well, we won't get into why I'm not.
No, but I'm just saying, it's, and I know junior year they start, taking them with co-ops.
Yep.
And I mean, look, the house that's very across the street from the vocational school. The students built that.
Yeah.
The students built that.
Yeah.
There's a house, another house in Andover that they're building.
Yeah.
So they take the trade.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, it isn't. The instructors are not political hacks.
No.
They're professionals. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, whether they donate their time or they get a little bit of a stipend. Oh, another one of my famous words.
Stipend.
Whether they get a stipend to come in and
No.
you know show them the ins and outs of
Yeah.
of how to. This is what you were taught. I mean, a quick side thing. When I started surveying, I was told by an old-time survey party chief, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can do it the way they teach you in the book. You can do it the way the instructors in college teach you. You can do it the way the office wants you to do it, or you can do it the way we do it because that's the easiest way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they learn
It's
the
true.
ins and outs.
It is, and you go out and get into the unions and some of these, and
Yeah.
you're golden.
Yeah, I know it. I mean, but again,
he did.
I mean,
And I don't know if you know, Lavoie graduated from Greater Lawrence, taught at Greater Lawrence,
Yeah.
and now he's superintendent.
Yeah.
So what better person to know the school? You know, well,
I have
but-
comments about some people from Greater Lawrence, but that we're going to remain off limits.
okay.
Yes, but other than that,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the what they'll be discussing
Right.
tonight, the agenda, and then
Right.
there's two more nights, Wednesday the 5th and Thursday the 6th, to be determined.
So that's
If they didn't talk to everybody.
Okay.
And then the Budget and Finance Committee, who, believe it or not, I find all of them well qualified on that committee.
Yep.
They will have their own meetings, and they will go through and they will discuss this or that or that or that. Should we cut that? Then we can't add to it, but can we cut it? Is this absolutely necessary?
Necessary.
And then it appears that all of that work is going to be done, let's see, today's
the
the
third.
3rd, the 4th. So the next, we got a meeting tomorrow night, the
Right.
4th. So the next meeting after that would be the 18th.
Right.
That's when the budget would be presented, which will have a public hearing. Now, there's a difference between a public hearing and public participation.
Participation.
Public participation, you get 2.5 minutes. 2 minutes, you get a bell. At 2.5 minutes, you get a hammer slammed down. You're done next.
Done next.
But public hearing, you can just go there, and I have started a list, and I will be going through it. And they can remove items, whether they get removed or they can be brought up for discussion. Whether they get removed or not remains to
Right.
be seen. I
Right.
mean, I've gone up there several times, and my suggestions have fallen on deaf ears. But I don't think my suggestions or anybody's suggestions will fall on deaf ears, because they got people.
And they're
that-
asking the right questions.
Yeah. That are, yes, I sat through, one of their meetings, and the questions were being asked, and they
And they were good questions.
They were.
And they were legitimate questions.
Yeah.
You know, these councils seem to be listening to their constituents. They're saying, well, someone in my district asked me about this. Someone in my district asked me about that. So, they're asking these questions, which makes it really, made it a real interesting meeting.
Right now, I'm going through it, and I'm not going to go deeply into a lot of the little things. I mean, I'm going to hit. Okay, I'm going. This is the mayor's office. A new position, $68,000 for a data entry clerk. Huh? The mayor's office had a total increase in salaries of almost $84,000. I mean, I first started getting involved in politics or interested in politics, and Brenda can vouch for me. Mike Sullivan had a total of 4 people, himself and 3 others in the office. Then Willie Lantigua, say what you want about him. He stayed the course with those people. Dan Rivera, Kendrys Vasquez, he went up. I think he added 1 more person.
Right.
And when Brian came in, we went from 5 to 10. And the budget zoomed out of sight. you know, for it went from back in the day with Dan and Kendry's, it was like just under $500,000. Last year it was $900,000, and this year they want to go up to a little over $1 million. For people, and I mean,
Yeah.
not that I'm a city official or anything, but people complain to me. You're a squeaky wheel, Russell. You get results. You ask questions and you get answers. People are asking me, how come nobody will answer the phone up in the mayor's office? They're too busy making $68,000 playing games on the computer. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
know.
it is what it is. I mean, I've done that. I've gone through it. I'll go through the police department. There's a couple of positions there. Fire department, there's a couple of positions. I mean, I got to admire Chief Moriarty. 2 years ago, the mayor wanted to create an assistant fire chief position. Moriarty got up there, and God love him for saying, he says, I don't want one, because there was a political position. That position isn't needed anymore, because the person that job was lined up for has got another job. But again, it's keeping the job open for somebody that they can just squeeze in, you know. I mean, that's what we got deputy chiefs for. We get 3 or 4 deputy chiefs that when Brian's not here.
Got a lot of deputy chiefs.
You know, I mean, they're all well qualified.
Yeah.
I mean, they created a new emergency management position at $130,000.
That was something else someone asked. Why did they take it out of the fire department? Because someone, I think it was Wendy.
I'm hesitant.
I think it was Council Luzon who said it should stay because they know.
If the gas explosion would have happened now the way that the mayor wants it, God forbid I say this, South Lawrence would look like Dresden during World War II. It would have been totally leveled. You had 2 professionals there when that thing happened, and I listened to it all on the scanner. You had Moriarty and you had Sean Conway, lieutenant.
Yeah.
They were both getting ready to go off duty, and when it hit the fan, they hit the ground running.
Yeah.
They did what they had to.
Right. We're very fortunate. Dan Revere was the mayor.
Yeah.
You know, we had the people, you know, and we had people like Dave Abdu.
Yeah. Well, and as much as Dan was a Democrat, he backed Charlie Baker.
Right.
And Charlie Baker cut Dave Abdu loose from his job.
Right. Yeah, right. That's right.
To supervise.
Yeah.
He says, you're getting paid, but do this.
Yeah.
And Dave did.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everything. I ran across one person a few months ago up in Concord, New Hampshire, that was in the National Guard, and he knew Dave Abdu.
Oh.
Yeah. And I told him I was from Lawrence. He says, oh, yeah. I said, I was down there during the gas explosion. He says, you had a guy down there that he had his act together. I says, who? And I started. He says, well, the mayor, he stayed out of it, but he was behind it. And somebody from the, I says, oh, Dave Abdu? He says, you know Dave? I said, yes, I do know Dave. I mean, Dave was the one that supervised everything. And I can't fault what happened. No. I quite frankly, I don't like the way the money was spent in its entirety. Yeah. You know, I mean, your house almost burns down, but we're going to put a new sidewalk in front of you just because, you know, they waste money. They get money and they waste it. But again,
like the ARPA fund. I loved your idea. Every person who got vaccinated should have gotten $100.
Yeah. At the time the COVID was going on, I still do work at the IVCS Veterans Food thing for veterans, and I was getting COVID tested every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I had over 50 tests, and they said, oh, we're going to send $60 million down to the city for ARPA funds. Well, ARPA funds, American Recovery Plan Act, that's what I think the official designation was. Mm. But my acronym for it was ARPA, another robbery politically authorized. They took that $60 million. They did use some of it. They put some of it towards the, what was the first school they started on?
Oliver. The Oliver.
They used some of that money on the Oliver School. But that money was supposed to be going to the citizens. And the state said, no, you can use the money pretty much for what you want. Oh, gee, don't tell a politician that. You know, so I mean, what did the citizens get out? Yeah, we got 2 new schools. The taxes didn't go up as much as they probably would have if we didn't have that money. But again, it is what it is. Oh, that's something else, taxes.
Taxes, they're going up. Taxes are going to go up.
Yep, taxes are going up. That came out in the last council, the budget meeting.
Right.
Single family in Lawrence is going up, what was it, $200?
I believe
I think it was $200. Varying amounts for each one of your, you know, multifamily businesses.
Right. And also, we should tell them, if you're a senior and you own your own home, get in touch with the senior center.
Yep.
Because they have what's called a senior tax work-off. So if you work, I think it's about 64 hours.
Yeah.
And they will, you know, there's different departments that are looking for people. Some filing,
volunteers.
Volunteer, strictly volunteer. But you will get $1,000 off your taxes.
If you work the 66 hours.
Right, whatever it is.
And that will come off of what your tax thing.
Right.
Which is, you know, good. I mean, Brenda's done it, I've done it.
Yep.
And I also fall into, I get the veterans abatement too.
I don't know if people know that you can also get a veterans abatement.
Yeah, really. I mean, there's a variety.
And there's over 70 you can get a tax thing too if you go to the assessor's office.
If you're, I think if you're a widow or a widower,
right.
There's that abatement. There's all kinds of abatements available. I mean,
right.
I'm not going to be well liked by some people in City Hall because I'm giving out secrets to spend money. But this money is yours.
Right, right.
You know, they don't want you to spend it. It is what it is.
Yeah, so we should probably say, so if you live in District A, which is Prospect Hill, your city council is Federalina Santiago. If you live in District B,
that would be Wendy Luzon.
Wendy Luzon. District C is Gregory Del Rosario.
D is Vivian Marmol.
E is Stephanie Infante. F is Mark LaPlante. Okay. And then we have the 3 city councils at large who are supposed to be helping all the other councils, you know, helping them out too with their, you know, if there's problems in the district and all that.
You get Selena Reyes.
Giovanni Rodriguez.
And
Anna Levy.
And Anna Levy. That's the nine city councilors.
Right.
And like I alluded to earlier, I had the privilege of being there for 9 or 10 months.
Yeah.
Because Pavel Payano got elected as a state senator, and I finished 4th in the 2021 race, and by charter I got elevated up, but I didn't get elected because of illness. They didn't like white people. They got sick of listening to white-haired people ask stupid, embarrassing questions. They didn't like it. You know, it is what it is. But, you know, hey, that's life. But again, now I don't have to be a nice guy. I don't have to show up.
What did someone say to you, you do better on this side of the podium than that side of the podium?
I had 2 politicians tell me that I do more for the city by being a private citizen as opposed to being a councilor. Well, back then I was making, councilors are making $15,000 a year. This year they're making $20,000. Oh, that's another thing. That was an item that's in the mayor's budget. He wants to bump the salaries of the councilors up to $25,000.
Giovanni wants to. Giovanni wants to.
It's in the budget. The budget came down from the mayor. You know, so they want to bump it up to $25,000, but that won't take effect. It has to be passed, and it won't take effect until the next council gets sworn in.
And also, too, I don't know if state reps, we have Estella Reyes, Francisco Polino, Frank Moran, and our senator from this area is Pavel Payano.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that's the one I filled in for him for 10 months. It was an interesting 10 months. It was eye-opening. I mean, I did go some interesting places. I can say I'm one of the few people that went to the top of the clock tower.
You did.
Yeah. I got a tour of the dam. I saw interesting things. I met some interest. I met the president of the Senate. I can't think of her first name, Spilka.
Spilka, yeah.
Yeah, and they came to Lawrence to see what kind of a turnaround they're doing. I mean, they use Lawrence as an example of as a place. Believe it or not, Lawrence is turning around. Not fast enough, but again, it is turning around. And I mean, Pavel's pushing that. I mean, let's see, who else? What other biggies are pushing? Giving Lawrence a political pat on the back.
Maura Healey.
Well, yeah, right. Okay, my friend Maura. I am not a Democrat. Yeah. I am unenrolled. We'll put that out there right now, so you can't blame me of being.
Yeah. So no, Maura has been into the city quite a few times, and I think Andrea Campbell was just here. The Attorney General, she was just here. Unfortunately, when they have their, meet and greets, it's in the morning, and someone made a comment, but people work.
Yeah.
Why don't they do it at night when people can go to these meetings?
Because politicians don't get paid overtime.
Okay.
Some of them don't.
Yeah. They also, I don't know, probably not starting back up until the fall, but they have Know Your City, so they have different people from different department heads that will come in and speak.
Yeah, but the meetings are usually at the library. And,
right. Yeah.
They bring in the department heads, see what happens. They explain, they take questions, general questions.
Right.
Which is good. It's a good thing, good process.
Right.
But it is what it is. I'm trying to think. That's something on the top of my head, and it's gone.
Was it about the budget?
Nah.
Okay. Oh.
It was about politicians in general. Oh. The one complaint, and I think Brenda will agree wholeheartedly, is the lack of notification of events from City Hall.
Yeah.
I got a notice last week, 23 hours before it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I have a life to live, I mean, I enjoy going to events. I enjoy.
And he takes pictures and look at his Facebook, right? Yeah. But you just don't know until either the event has happened, or it's happening like in an hour. And how would you know?
Yeah.
And my criticism, I've always said that when a certain mayor was president, if farted, we got a press release.
Yes.
Now we get nothing. It's total silence all around.
It is.
And I'm president of my neighborhood association. People call me up. What's going on here? Don't know. Call City Hall. I don't know.
Yeah. We have somebody in charge of
communications.
Communications. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. We only have 1 minute and 54 seconds left.
Minute and 54 seconds.
So,
let's see, he's up. Does he live in Lawrence or does he live elsewhere?
Elsewhere. That's the one I think. You can say that.
Oh, communications and constituent.
Yeah.
$104,000.
We don't find anything, so it doesn't matter. But anyway.
I don't make these numbers up.
I know.
Yeah,
but anyway, we should start wrapping up, and we will be back on the
18th or 17th.
17th. Hopefully, the budget, the agenda will probably be a lot bigger, a lot more going on, and
please,
please come to city council meetings.
Please get involved.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is.
Because we need more people joining us. Not in the second row, you can sit in the third row.
No, second row's reserved.
Second row's reserved, on the right.
Unless you got a name that fits between Rozzi and Russell.
Yeah.
But again, it
Yeah,
is what it
yeah,
is.
it
And
is,
you can pass notes back and forth.
And we do that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, more people need to start getting involved in the city because, you know, it's sad when, you know, at the end of the night you look around and there's just Rich and I sitting there watching the council meeting.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We're the last two
Yeah.
people. In fact,
We usually
councilors beat feet out of the chamber before we leave.
Yeah, that's
You know,
for sure.
that's just that commentary.
All right. Well, we will
But-
see you in a couple of weeks.
Couple of
Thank you
weeks.
so much.
Yeah, and don't be strangers at the council meetings.
Don't be strangers. Exactly.
Yeah.